Hello everyone, welcome back to Blacksmith Studios. My name is Jack and today I will be doing my Avengers Secret Wars pitch. First things first, a couple of points to make. Again, I'm going to make some slight assumptions about the projects happening between Doomsday and Secret Wars, more specifically Spider-Man 4. So there are 3 sets of heroes in this film as well, after the events of my Avengers Doomsday pitch. The heroes from the last universes within the multiverse that were caught in the formation. These can be absolutely anyone, so I will leave it up to your imaginations. Some have joined Doom, some are still trying to be heroes in their own right, but kind of find it hard to create a large enough uprising against Doom. But all of them have been altered in some way and have their memories wiped of the old multiverse. Then there are the survivors of Earth 616 from our Doomsday pitch, including Captain America, Reed Richards, Shuri, Wiccan, Speed, Deadpool, Wolverine, She-Hulk, Ironheart, Moon Knight, X-23, War Machine, and Shang-Chi. And then there are the heroes that Loki rescued during the formation of Battleworld, including 3 Spider-Men, another Tom Hardy Venom, it's separate from the 688 version, Ghost Rider, Star-Lord, Captain Carter, Storm, the Goddess of Thunder version, Kahorti, Miles Morales, Hank Pym's Ant-Man, Janet Van Dyne's Wasp, Blade, Lou Ferrigno's Hulk, and Elektra. Some of the characters that I've listed are relevant to the story, whilst a couple are just random choices to fill out the teams. But without further ado, let's get started. We open in the Void, as we see someone wandering the wasteland wearing a dark red cloak. Suddenly, a bright white light appears and cracks open all around her, transforming the land. She takes off her hood, revealing to be the Scarlet Witch, having survived and sent to the Void after the events of Multiverse of Madness. Scarlet Witch raises her hands and creates a shield to protect herself from the formation. The white light shrouds her and then suddenly stops. Scarlet Witch drops the shield. As her eyes adjust, she looks around and finds that the entire environment has changed. She's no longer in the middle of the wasteland. She finds herself on a snowy mountain instead. Wanda looks around, confused, and approaches the edge of the mountain to get a better look. She finds Battleworld, including Doomsday with Castle Doom at its centre. Wanda looks around, shocked, as we cut to the title card reading Avengers Secret Wars. We cut to the surviving 616 heroes as they land the shuttle on Battleworld. The team get off and look around, finding themselves in a wasteland surrounded by various pieces from different universes. And looking around, they see different locations from around the multiverse, including a distant Manhattan. Deadpool recognizes that he is back in the Void, but it looks different this time. Wolverine chimes in and explains to the team what the Void is. It's at that moment Reed realizes what Doom must have been planning, and that he has used the Void to create Battleworld by throwing the shards of the multiverse into it, and basically keeping them there and altering the people that were pulled into the Void. Captain America cries, realizing that it was his leadership that caused the team to fail, but he wipes away his tears. This isn't what Steve would do. There is no time to mourn. He asks Reed what they should do next, but before we can get an answer, we see a bolt of lightning blast them. We see the Thor Corps appear and approach the heroes. Cap asks Thor what he's doing and why is he attacking them. He's meant to be their ally. Reed tells Cap that Doom must have altered Thor's memories when building his new kingdom. The Thor Corps include our main 616 Thor, now as Rune King Thor, a younger Thor, a comic-accurate Thor with the skin-tight leotard, the Liam Hemsworth variant of Thor. I just thought it was cool to include Chris Hemsworth's brother. Groot Thor, Lady Thor, and if he was already introduced into the MCU at this point, I would also add Beta Ray Bill here. Thor tells the heroes that God Emperor Doom has been waiting for them, and that they will come with them now or face the wrath of the Gods of Thunder. The Avengers face off against the Thors and eventually defeat them. The Thor Corps stand up as Cap warns them that they are not to be messed with. Rune King Thor raises his hammer and points it at Cap and states, "You have no idea what is coming. We will warn Doom of your arrival and we will come back and destroy you." The heroes wander around Battleworld for hours and hours until they stumble across an abandoned New York, which we saw in the Void back in the Loki series. The heroes recognize a building, Avengers Tower, only now with the Kang name on the side. The heroes make their way in and discover a camp filled with heroes. The Avengers are pleased to find others who don't want to fight them until they notice someone familiar, Loki. Cap immediately becomes hostile towards Loki, but before any fight occurs, Spider-Man swings in, now sporting the symbiote suit from the events of Spider-Man 4. He opens his mask and reveals his face to his old team. Cap asks how he survived. Spider-Man states that Loki rescued them all to avoid being affected by the formation, so that way they have the best fighting chance against Doom. Loki tells the Avengers that they have been waiting for them for 8 years and hoping that they would arrive someday. When Cap asks why, Loki points to Reed. Loki explains that there is no Reed Richards on Battleworld. Doom has always seen him as a threat, and now that Reed has arrived, maybe they can now come up with a plan to fix everything. Loki gathers all of the heroes together to discuss a plan. The heroes that gather, we see a few conversations between some of the heroes. We could see Cap talk to Captain Carter, Wolverine talk with Storm, the 3 Spideys could talk to each other, Spider-Man and Deadpool could talk to each other, and many other little conversations throughout whilst they gather themselves together. The heroes are now gathered, and Loki explains to the 616 heroes all about Battleworld and God Emperor Doom. Loki explains that the Battleworld is split into different sections and regions, each having its own Baron that rules over it. Everyone in the multiverse that Doom pulled into Battleworld has now had their memories altered so that they believe that they have only ever lived on Battleworld and that Doom is their God Emperor. Cap asks if there is any way to reverse what Doom has done, but Loki tells them that the multiverse has been completely destroyed and that there is no reversing time or time traveling to fix things. Reed agrees, but has another suggestion. How about to restart the multiverse? Reed explains that if they create one universe, then the multiverse can restart from there, branching off. But they can't just create a new universe from nothing. Even Doom had to use the Void. Loki asks Reed if they can use the anchor beings in some way. Loki explains how anchor beings work, and essentially that the tether between the anchor beings and their universes are so powerful that even after the universes have died, the universe's history, its memory, the essence of it, is still connected with the anchor being. Reed states that if he uses a machine using Doom's very power and anchor beings, he could use that to create a new universe. Loki points out that Reed, Wolverine, and Spider-Man are the only anchor beings left among them. Reed confirms that all 3 of them could act as the pillars of a new universe, which would be perfect to restart the multiverse stronger than before. We cut to Doom meeting with his barons, including his Masters of Evil, with some additional faces such as King Killmonger, Maestro, and Captain Hydra. Doom tells his barons that he has been informed of the Avengers' arrival from the old world, and that they must warn their people to look out for them, especially Reed. Doom explains that Reed is the smartest man alive, and if anyone could take away what Doom has worked so hard to build, it's Reed. Thanos rises and questions Doom, and says that if he is a god, as he so claims, then he should fear no one. The barons then ask Doom why the earthquakes are becoming more common. Doom explains that he has built an entire world, and that they should stop questioning his power. Thanos continues to argue and accuses Doom of losing his grip on Battleworld, and is now unworthy of the immense power that he holds. Thanos tells the Barons to stand with him instead, and reveals an infinity gauntlet complete with all of the stones. Thanos blasts Doom, but Doom simply deflects the blast and vaporizes Thanos, leaving only his bones to drop onto the ground. The Barons kneel after witnessing Doom's feat of strength, as Doom orders them to bring the heroes to him immediately. The Barons leave, and Doom turns to face Sheriff Strange, the only other being of Battleworld with the memories of the old world. Doom shows that he is in fact losing control, and killing Thanos took a massive toll on him. Strange suggests going back down to the core of Battleworld until they can figure out a solution. Doom tells Strange that the only one man can solve his power problem, and that's Reed. Doom heads down to the ruins of the old world and into the core, where he sees Franklin Richards, now 8 years old and still alive. Doom absorbs more energy from Franklin in an effort to keep his control longer. We cut to Reed, who has finished his work, figuring out how to use the anchor beings and Doom's power to create a new universe. Strange appears through a portal, and the heroes jump into action, ready to fight their old friend, but Strange tells them that he isn't there to fight. Strange tells Reed that Franklin is still alive, and somehow Doom is losing control of that power. Strange explains that Battleworld is kept together by Doom. No Doom, no Battleworld. Spider-Man intervenes and explains that because Franklin has an infinite amount of power, Doom can't just take it all because it's infinite. So he can only take what he can hold, but that would take a heavy toll on him, making it harder for him to keep that power. Strange apologizes for his betrayal, but states that he will try and help them in any way he can. But Doom is far too powerful. Reed tells the heroes the plan. The heroes decide to have an all-out assault on Doom to distract him, whilst Reed uses the machine, but they will need the Anchors and Franklin in the machine at the right moment before Doom arrives. As the heroes finalize their plan, the Thor Corps attack again. The heroes fight them off, but when Doom appears, Loki casts a quick spell to scatter the heroes all across Battleworld. As Loki activates the spell, Loki tells the heroes to get the plan together no matter what. In a flash of green, the heroes are gone. Reed appears close to Doomsday, but is far enough to begin his machine, and nearby Scrap peep in quiet. In peace, Spider-Man and his team appear in 2099 Manhattan and decide to head to the ruins of the old world to find Franklin Richards. Deadpool appears in an old western town where he meets the Deadpool Corps, and Captain America and his team appear in Hulkland where Maestro rules over and are swiftly captured. After the heroes disappear, Doom instructs the Thor Corps to find them and alert the Barons. Doom turns to Strange and asks him what he was doing at the heroes' camp. Strange lies and tells Doom that he had planned to bring them in, but he's already won Doom's loyalty over. Why is he questioning him? Doom tells Strange that he trusts no one. We cut to Loki and Sylvie as they stand in the wasteland outside of the Forbidden Lands. They look at each other, knowing exactly where to go. They kiss and split up. Sylvie heading into the Forbidden Lands, and Loki decides to head to the Great Wall. We cut to Reed finally making a start on his machine. We see Spider-Man and his team facing off against Doombots in Manhattan 2099. These Doombots are far different than the ones that we saw in Doomsday. They're far more upgraded. But not before Miguel O'Hara appears and saves them. Spider-Man explains that they are after the ruins of the old world, and Miguel hands him a device able to track the power source. Spider-Man asks if Miguel can help them face Doom, and Miguel tells him that he will, but he will get a few friends first. We cut to Captain America's team as they are thrown into the Gladiator Arena against Hulk, Red Hulk, Scar, Red She-Hulk, Abomination, and Amadeus Cho's Hulk. Maestro stands above and orders the battle to begin. Each of the Hulks wear control collars so Maestro can have control over them. Cap tries to talk Hulk through the mind wipe, but it doesn't work. The heroes have no choice but to fight and survive long enough for Cap to finally talk Hulk out of his memory wipe. Eventually, Cap gets through to Hulk, and Hulk remembers that he is the strongest one there is, and he wouldn't just listen to Maestro. So, Hulk beckons Maestro into the fight, and the two face neck on, one-on-one. Big battle. Maestro is able to take down the other Hulks easily, but struggles against 616 Hulk and is eventually defeated. Hulk announces himself as the strongest one there is, and the battle is over. Cap breaks the collars off each of the Hulks, freeing them from Maestro's control. Hulk thanks Cap, and Cap asks if the Hulks will join them in their fight against Doom. Hulk says that he will find the warriors of Hulkland and will join Cap at Doomsday. We cut to Spider-Man's team journeying through a dense Wakandan forest as they approach a Wakanda ruled by King Killmonger. As they approach the kingdom, Shuri suggests stealing a Wakandan ship to make it to the rendezvous point. As the group enter the kingdom, however, an alarm sounds signaling the Wakandan guard, including Namor, T'Challa, Bucky as the White Wolf, and some characters from Eyes of Wakanda. Now, T'Challa in this will have to be recasted, unfortunately. I don't 100% agree with T'Challa being recasted completely. But obviously this leaves the door open for Marvel to do that at a later date. But in this version, yes, he will be recasted as a different actor. The group is taken to Killmonger, who orders the heroes to be kept in a cell until Doom arrives. The heroes are taken to the prison cells but are approached by T'Challa. Shuri becomes emotional. Seeing her brother, even with a different face, brought back wonderful memories that she shared with her brother. T'Challa tells Shuri that he missed her. T'Challa reveals that his Shuri actually died years ago by Killmonger. Shuri tells T'Challa that in her world, he was king before he died. She explains that T'Challa is the rightful ruler of Wakanda and pleads for his help. T'Challa tells Shuri that he will go to the King's Guard and the members of the Wakandan army who remain true to him alone. Shuri tells T'Challa that they have a plan to take down Doom and build something better. T'Challa breaks out the heroes out and leads them into the city and gives them a ship to escape in, telling the heroes that he will bring an army to Doomsday and join them. Shuri thanks her brother and gives him a hug before the heroes leave. T'Challa begins to rally his forces. We cut to Sylvie approaching the Forbidden Lands of Battleworld. The lands are filled with ash and blackened sand, and the sky shrouded in dark clouds. Sylvie finds her way to a red, glowing bubble surrounding large ruins. Sylvie utilizes her powers and breaks in and approaches the Scarlet Witch sitting on her throne. Sylvie apologizes for disturbing Wanda, but needs her help. Wanda tells Sylvie that she cannot help, stating that all she has caused is pain and chaos. Part of the multiversal collapse was due to her dreamwalking and messing with other universes. Wanda tried to die at Wundagore to make up for what she had done, but her powers just banished her to the void. Sylvie tells Wanda that her kids are alive, not just variants but her actual kids, and explains how they survived. Sylvie tells Wanda that they will all die if Doom isn't taken down and they can't defeat him without all the help they can get. Wanda is shocked to hear that her kids are alive and agrees to join them. Sylvie actually tells Wanda how she killed He Who Remains and how she's also part of the multiversal collapse. But it's no time to mourn and it doesn't matter now. They're going to build a brand new world, a new multiverse, and give everything a fresh start. Wanda and Sylvie embrace, they pull apart, and Wanda agrees to go. We see Captain America's team in the wasteland as they approach Doomsday, housing Castle Doom. Ironheart uses her tech to connect with the entirety of Battleworld to send a broadcast. Cap begins and states, "There were many worlds once, each beautiful and unique, but they were all dying. We heroes united to face the incoming threat, only for Doom to tear every remaining universe apart so that he could have his own to rule. Doom killed trillions, but those he kept alive, their memories were wiped. What kind of a god does that? We took a stand against Doom before and we lost. I wasn't ready to be a leader but I am now. I'm leading the charge and this time we will win. But we need your help. People of Battleworld, fight for your world. Avenge what you didn't even know you had lost and join us outside of Doomsday in a final fight. And in the ashes we will build a new multiverse, a place for you all to live and thrive. Reject your barons." As Cap says this, we witness scenes all around Battleworld of the citizens and heroes of Battleworld rebelling against their leaders. We see T'Challa lead an army and defeat Killmonger. Cap continues, "Reject this false god, Emperor, and stand up for what is right. You may have forgotten your past, but Doom can't take away what makes you you. So let's build a multiverse based on hope and unity." Cap raises his shield in the air as we see more citizens of Battleworld raise their fists in response. "You are now Avengers, so let's avenge." The broadcast stops as the Thor Corps fly towards Cap. The lead Thor approaches Cap and drops his shield and asks if Captain America's telling the truth. Cap reveals that he is, and that Thor was once an Avenger and they fought side by side. Thor turns to the Corps and announces that they will join Cap in their fight against Doom. We cut to Spider-Man's team, who have finally arrived at the ruins of the old world, and they discover Franklin trapped in the core of Battleworld. Franklin is shown weaker and asks if they have any food. Miles pulls out a hamburger and passes it to Franklin, allowing him to regain his strength. Franklin even ages himself up to become a teenager and breaks out of Doom's spell, somehow stronger than he was before. Peter is disgusted that Miles has had a hamburger in his pocket the whole time, but Miles just brushes it off. The team takes Franklin just as Reed finishes the machine and sets off a beacon. The signal. Franklin and Spider-Man's team notice the beacon, hop into the Wakandan ship and fly towards Reed. We cut to Doom, watching from Castle Doom as his barons and armies rally up to defend Doomsday. Cap and his team wait. They suddenly hear footsteps and chanting behind them. The heroes turn to see many heroes and civilians from all around Battleworld join them against Doom. We see the Hulks, the Wakandan army, the Deadpool Corps, and many other heroes and even some villains. Cap then sees Reed's beacon activate. Cap remembers the moment in Avengers Endgame where Captain America, Steve Rogers, led the charge against Thanos and announced Avengers Assemble. Cap follows in his predecessor's footsteps, raises his shield in the air, and shouts Avengers Assemble. The battle begins. We cut to Loki sitting down next to a huge wall, chatting away. As it's revealed the wall is Ben Grimm. Loki tells the Thing all about his family. and his old life, telling him that Reed Richards is now building a machine to fix the multiverse. Sue Storm has been completely wiped from existence, and Johnny Storm has been turned into the sun that hangs over Battleworld. Loki asks if the Thing will help join the fight and bring his family back, which he immediately agrees to. The Thing stands, rips apart the wall that he was part of, and reveals a Marvel Zombies horde behind it. The battle continues. Spider-Man and his team fly into the battle, dropping some of the heroes off that they had in their team into the fight, leaving Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Franklin flying towards Reed. At that moment, we see a hexagonal gateway open up, revealing Miguel and almost 100 Spider people. As the hero's army grows, Doom watches on and begins to become enraged. Doom warps into the battle and uses his massive power to turn the tables. Spider-Man's Wakandan ship lands by Reed and the beacon is deactivated. Reed and Franklin reunite. It's an emotional moment as Reed apologizes for losing Franklin and having him grow up so much without the loving family that they wanted for him. Franklin tells Reed that it wasn't his fault, and hopefully in the new world they get that second chance. Reed, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Franklin stand in the machine as it activates. Doom is beginning to win the battle, but is suddenly struck by a giant Ben Grimm. Whilst recovering from the attack, Doom stands and sees a green portal open up as the Marvel Zombies run through and join the battle, mind-controlled by the God of Mischief himself. Furious by the heroes trying to gain the upper hand, Doom's power increases more and more as he summons Galactus to face the Thing. As Doom's anger grows, Battleworld begins to shake and destabilize, becoming worse and worse as the battle continues. Loki stands before Doom. Doom laughs, having beaten Loki before. Only this time, Loki will do everything in his power not to lose. The two fight, and it's almost neck on neck until Loki is knocked to the ground. But Thor appears and fires a lightning bolt at Doom, defending his brother. Loki stands, looks at his brother, grateful. But it's no time for a hug. It's time to prepare for Doom's next attack. The two stand together as Doom stands up, just as Reed's machine fires an energy pulse into the sky, revealing the formation of a brand new timeline. It's at that moment Doom realizes that the battle is only a distraction and turns to the machine. Cap notices this and orders all of the heroes to stop Doom at all costs. Loki and Thor fires at Doom, but Doom simply waves his hand, blasting the two back. Doom continues his path to the machine. The heroes attempt to stop Doom the best they can, but he is far too powerful and easily takes them down one by one. Doom finally makes it to Reed's machine, but before he can destroy it, he's blasted by red energy. Furious and annoyed that he's being stopped, he looks up and witnesses Scarlet Witch and Sylvie swoop into the battle. Doom blasts Sylvie with energy and knocks her straight to the ground, but Wanda is not as easily stopped and immediately fights back. Wanda and Doom are matched in power. Order versus chaos. Wanda is able to hold off Doom for a very long time and for as long as possible, but Doom becomes desperate and uses every last inch of his power to wipe her out. Doom steps over her body and approaches the machine. Wanda, seriously injured, tries to stand as her children run to her and help her stand up. They hug. Suddenly, the sky opens and reveals a brand new 616 timeline, and many other worlds begin to form. Battleworld is now almost collapsed. Doom is too late. The machine is finished creating a new multiverse, and Battleworld slowly disappears, engulfing all its inhabitants in a bright white light. In a white space of nothingness, we see Doom, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Mr. Fantastic together. Doom collapses to his knees for failing. Reed approaches Doom first, telling him that he tried to do what was right, but he decided to destroy everything without letting them fight for their worlds, just so Doom could rule. Reed tells Doom that he knows he has been through a lot and he doesn't blame him for who he is after, gaining his scars. Reed removes Doom's mask and touches his face, healing it, and tells Doom that hopefully he gets to see him in the new world. Reed is spaghettified away. Logan approaches Doom this time and tells him that they will let him have a second chance but not to screw it up. Logan then disappears just like Reed. Finally, Peter approaches Doom and tells him that his face is the same as someone he once cared about. Peter gives Doom a hug and tells him that the multiverse will be fine and that they will build something good, something strong. Doom thanks Peter as Peter vanishes. Doom is left alone for a moment and then disappears too. We cut to Peter, still in the black suit, swinging through New York. Spider-Man swings onto a rooftop and sits down next to Miles Morales. Miles asks Peter what the plan is for today. Peter tells him that they can swing around for a bit, maybe do a bit more spider training, and Miles is ecstatic about this. The two Spider-Men stand looking out onto New York, but it's noticeably different than before. It's got Avengers Tower back, Fisk Tower, and even the Baxter Building. Miles and Peter put on their mask and begin swinging through New York City. We see multiple mutants walking around, as well as a couple of news reports, and yeah, we cut to black here. And that's it. I hope you guys like this plot. It was a lot of work doing both the Doomsday and Secret Wars plot, but I think it was well worth it. I know this is way past 200 now. We're up to 300 subscribers, but it's still for the 200 subscriber special, so you guys just subscribed so much that it just went way too high, and I didn't even realize it. And obviously this does take some time, so yeah, thank you all for your support. Just for a little added context though, the new 616 in my version is built upon the old 616. It's kind of a fusion between the three anchor beings that we put into the machine. So it's the Reed Richards with his universe that we're going to see in First Steps, Spider-Man and the 616 universe, as well as Wolverine and the 10,005 universe that we see in all the X-Men movies. So it's kind of a fusion of the two. This way we get a bit of a 60s vibe and still mutants in the MCU, but have that modern MCU feel. The door is open for recasting of actors this way, such as the X-Men as well. In terms of the timeline, the MCU's history pretty much remains the same. We're going to deal with it similarly to how the DCU do it, where if something is mentioned, it's canon. If it's not, then it's not. So I'm going to say the MCU's history remains the same, leading all the way to Avengers Doomsday. Well, at least my plot. For example, but with some noticeable differences, such as Wolverine and Cap fighting alongside each other in World War II, mutants having always existed, but there are some things that remain the same, such as the Battle of Earth in Avengers Endgame, that stays the same, and the death of Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening, really do appreciate it, and thank you all so much for the support. I mean, we're up to 327 subscribers as of doing this video, so I really do appreciate it. It's a massive help. I've had to redo this audio a bunch as well, which is a pain, but I really do appreciate it. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe for more content like this, and comment down below your thoughts, and let me know your own pictures for the finale of the Multiverse Saga. We've got some good videos on the way before the end of the year, and we've got a nice pool pitch for Christmas Day, which will be a nice little Christmas special for you. But yes, thank you all again so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.